Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to LeTip of Hackensack Live. That's right, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and we're here live with Celeste Ammerman of Bookkeeping Solutions by Celeste. And it's perfect time of the year. We're going to ask her some questions, going to give us some tips, but we also want to let you guys know that since we are live, you can answer your questions in the comments section and we can answer them live with you today. So no pressure, Celeste, but you might get bombarded with a lot of text. Yeah, you're on the hot seat. Okay. You're officially in the hot seat here. And you know, for those of you who just tuning in and you're seeing this video, we're part of an organization called LeTip of Hackensack, which is a group of like-minded individuals brought together to help each other's businesses grow and flourish. And today we're going to learn about Celeste Ammerman. So Celeste, how are you?
I am doing well. How are you today?
I'm great. It's the best day so far, I think, this year. I mean,
every day is the best day so far.
Boom. I like it. I like it. But it's been, I think it's like 80 something degrees.
It's beautiful here in northern New Jersey.
Yes.
It is. So it is a busy time in the world of bookkeeping and accounting.
Yes.
And maybe you don't know, but taxes are due next week on the 18th.
I am so screwed.
And unfortunately, that can happen very easily.
Yes.
You know, people have things that go on in their life that they maybe expected, maybe didn't expect. And all of a sudden, here we are trying to get our taxes done.
Yes.
And the best way to not be frazzled right now and to have a good tax year experience the best you can is being prepared.
Yes.
And I always say that in life, you know, we all have to pay taxes and we all want to pay the taxes we're supposed to pay, but not a penny more. No one should pay a penny more. And the way you do that is proper bookkeeping.
Awesome.
So maybe it's too late for 2022, but of course, even if you file extension, you know, you have to pay on that extension.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is be prepared ahead of time. It's a new year. It's time to do 2023 today. Why wait?
I like it. So, for an extension, does it based on the size of the business, or is it like this is the flat fee if you want an extension?
It's usually based on your previous year's taxes that you owed. Okay. So what your accountant would want would be your best guess of what your income and expenses are going to be for this year. If you really have no idea, you have to pay at least what you paid last year. So the closer you are to it, the better. Because if you're not close and you don't pay enough, they can fine you. They can for delaying paying.
Yeah.
So that is an important part. And really what you want to do more so than for just taxes, you want to be ready so that you know what your business is doing. Because if you're going to run a business, you have to know if you're making money, where you're making money, what your profit is. These shouldn't be foreign concepts. You should have a handle on this.
Yeah. And like we were talking about before we went on there, like you said, it's coming up. It's like a week away. So you might be, you know, you're in trouble now for the last year, but like we're in April right now. January, February, March, you should already have done.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So do you have any tips, tricks, or anything that people should be thinking about doing, whether it's a certain software or, you know, obviously contacting you, and we're going to put your website up. So if you need help, definitely contact
I can
Celeste.
Certainly help you.
She can help you.
But even if you're doing this all by yourself, the best thing you have to do, and it's kind of old school, is reconcile your bank account. And really, what does that mean? That means that you're going to know all the money that went into your bank account and all the money that came out of your bank account. Everything that went in for the most part is going to be income. And everything that came out for the most part is going to be expenses. But you have to know what they are and make sure you can justify it if you're taking those expenses. So my advice is reconcile your checking account.
Awesome. So, you know, diving into that, every transaction, every receipt, you can't just, you know, oh, here's one gas receipt. I'm just going to multiply this one receipt a bunch of times. They're going to find you.
What you want to do along with reconciling your checking account are any credit card statements that you have. This is valuable backup information. Even if you don't keep the actual paper receipts, everything is documented if you're using a credit or a debit card. So if you keep that statement and you go through it and you itemize it out, even if you're not putting it on a software, you could even just use paper and pencil.
Wow.
You could use Excel. It's my best friend. It could be yours.
Nice.
You could use a software like FreshBooks, like QuickBooks. There's a lot of softwares out there you can choose from. But what you can't let it do is become so overwhelming that you don't do anything. Sometimes people in many aspects will kind of get frozen with fear that it's such a big job. It's not a big job. Just take 1 month. Take one paper at a time.
Absolutely.
And work on it.
I love it. Absolutely. So, you don't need, let's just use gas receipts, for
Mhm.
example. You don't need every single gas receipt. You can literally use your statement. It says like Shell gas
Yes,
station.
unless you're paying with cash, you can just use your bank statements.
Wow.
Now, if you're using, as for instance, for gas, you have to justify that it's not because you like to go down the shore every weekend for fun. You have to justify that you're traveling for business-related expenses,
Mhm.
that it's appropriate.
Awesome.
So you should keep, there's a lot of different apps you can use to, as far as keeping track of your mileage, or once again, a little notebook in your car would work.
Awesome.
Don't make it such a big job. You don't do it at all.
100%. So, we live in a TikTok, Instagram world, and I'm constantly seeing, rumors and tips and tricks. Some of them may be true, some of them may be false. One I've seen is the second commute of your day counts as a job commute. I mean, this might be in your department or not. But like if you have a home office, traveling to your home office is your first commute, right? Because you have this home office. But then once you go from your home office to your regular office or your next business, that counts as like work trip or something.
There are a lot of different tax laws,
Mhm.
and a lot of it will also be dependent on your personal business. For instance, if you have a home office, that's not deductible if you also have an outside office.
Interesting.
So really, you would need to talk this over with your tax accountant
Mhm.
who knows your whole picture. But in general, you keep records of everything and let that person tell you, oh, we can't deduct this, or, do you have a copy of that, or
Awesome.
a total on that?
Cool. Very cool stuff.
Mhm.
I want to remind you guys, for a short period of time, we're getting to know Celeste here today. For a short period of time, we can answer the questions that you have. So just put a question, comment, or concern
Mhm.
in the comment section, and we can answer it today with Celeste. I mean, I think we kind of we kind of got the gist with bookkeeping. I want to get to know you a little bit as well, and share your story. So let's like shift gears just a little bit. What made you get into bookkeeping?
So when I went to college for accounting and decided as graduation is approaching, where did I want my life path to go from there? Usually with accountants, it's either in the public field or in the private sector.
Mm-hmm.
So your CPA is a certified public accountant, meaning they work in the public field. So they're going to do taxes or auditing or different jobs for as an outside vendor, let's say. If you work in the private sector, then you're the accountant for a company. So you may be doing their taxes, but they're probably going to have a CPA also review it for checks and balances. I chose to go to the private sector. So what it does do is it gives you the ability, at least it did for me, to see running a business. Because a lot of times if all you're doing is taxes or all you're doing audits, you don't really see the running of a business. So by being in the private sector, I ran businesses along with doing their finances. So if you go forward from there, I went from running other people's businesses to now having my own business where I am here to help the small or medium-sized business owner who knows how to do what makes them money and doesn't know how to take care of their books. So, it would be odd for people to think of this, but I'm in the helping business. I'm in the people business. I'm here to help you know your business, take care of your business, and then you can take care of what makes your money in your business.
Awesome. Great stuff. It seems to me you have a passion and you love what you do. Is that true?
Yeah, it is true.
Awesome.
I've always liked working with numbers. I do consider when you're doing something like that, it's like a puzzle. I like puzzles and figuring things out in that respect. And I've also always loved to work with people. I wouldn't have minded in another life being a teacher. In a way, that is what I am. I will teach you about your books. I will teach you about how to organize your office as far as your finances and everyday workings of it. I can sit with you and show you that Excel can be your best friend and how to work with it. I can teach you QuickBooks. So it really is more than just working with numbers. It's working with people. And, I'm working with people who are passionate about their business. And it's a wonderful feeling to know that I'm helping them succeed.
Awesome. Great stuff. So let's shift gears again. We're going to shift a little bit more. Your time in LeTip. So the one question I always ask people when they come on the podcast is what LeTip means to them. So what does LeTip mean to you?
So 7 years ago, the business I was running closed. The owner who owned it decided it was time for it to liquidate. And that was wonderful and good for that person. And I decided, well, I think I'm going to go out on my own and take care of my own destiny here.
Mhm.
How in the world am I going to get a client? I've never had to do that before because I've always worked in the private sector. And I was really stumped as to know, I knew I had the talent and the ability to help people, but how do I find the people who need help?
Mhm.
And luckily, one of the banking people that I had worked with in my job was a member of LeTip of Hackensack. And I said, what in the world is a LeTip of Hackensack? But he said, no, I think this is good for you. You should go to a meeting. And after one meeting, I was hooked. I saw, for one, a lot of people who had a lot to offer me. And I don't necessarily just mean in business, but in experience, advice. I'm a single, at that time, it was just me. It was just me in my business. I didn't have a coworker that I could talk to about problems or get advice from. And all of a sudden I had 60 people I could do that with.
Mhm.
And that made a big difference. And then you put in your time, you get to know people. My business is a business of trust. They get to trust you. And all of a sudden I had more clients than I knew what to do with. So it really made a significant impact on the success of my business. It's all about trust. It's all about people getting to know you. And there's no better way to do that than through a LeTip group.
Awesome. That is
Mhm.
wonderful. So obviously, it takes time to build trust, and there might be newer members who just joined a LeTip group and maybe need a little help or a couple tips. Do you have any tips or tricks for a newer member on how to
So
flourish?
when you get your first tip in the group, and maybe they want you or give you a client that it's maybe not the perfect fit, maybe it's not your ideal client, but what you need to do is go above and beyond, because what you have to prove more than anything is to that other LeTip member, they can trust that when they give you to a client, you're representing them. If you screw it up for them, you've screwed up their relationship. So you have to really show them you will go above and beyond and do your best for the person they're tipping you to. And if you do that, it goes very far in getting you the next tip.
Awesome. That's great.
Mhm.
That's great stuff. Any other? I mean, I don't want to cut you off. Any other tips, tricks? Anything with LeTip that you would like to
Showing
share?
up.
Showing up. I like that one.
Showing up in every sense of the word. So yes, you have to go to meetings, and that is important. You have to do visitations. That's important. When you're there, you have to interact with other people. You have to act like this is an important part of your day, because it is. And people can tell when you don't think it is, when you're not really listening to them when they talk to you.
Awesome. You're on fire. Keep going. Do you have any more? Keep going.
Do I have
What else
any
is on the
more?
mind? What else is on the mind? I mean, we've been
Realize-
having some, interesting board meetings. We're revamping, and we're having some great stuff that's going on. So what's top of mind? Keep it going.
So one of the things that we're doing in our LeTip chapter is having a mentorship dinner evening. So we have a lot of new members that come in, and with COVID, when people were doing everything on Zoom, a lot of people who joined at that time, they may not really know how to maneuver the best out of every meeting, the mechanics of it, or just the networking part of it.
Mhm.
So what we're going to do is invite anyone who wants to come, but especially the newer members, and have a panel of existing members that have been around, some longer than others. So this way you get different perspectives,
Mhm.
and answer questions, and just have an open, fun evening. It always helps to throw food in and
Yep.
make everybody feel like it's a party.
Mhm.
And realize for these new members that these people aren't just someone you're going to see for an hour once a week. These can be your friends, they can be your coworkers, they can be your inspiration, they can be a lot more than the person that you kind of see at a meeting once a week. So we're doing that. And another thing we're going to do in a few months
Mhm.
is have an evening business mixer.
Mhm.
So now a business mixer, what is that? So part of it is to just mingle around. Once again, the more you spend time with the people in your group, the more tips you'll be able to give, and the more tips you'll be able to get. But another thing it does is it has everybody invite somebody else who's not in the group. And then that way you're broadening everybody's business, because you might have a friend who has a pet shop and maybe you're never going to work for them, but you might find out that, oh, that guy down the street who does video content, he
Yeah.
can put them on
Good
Instagram
looking dude.
and grow everybody's business and
Absolutely.
help. You're just helping other businesses.
Absolutely.
It's not a hard sale call when you go to these LeTip meetings. It's really about personal connections,
Oh,
and
yeah.
helping one another.
Absolutely, 100%. And you are crushing right now. Like, you don't even need to sit here. You're just running down. All this stuff's going on, and it's true. And I do want to remind you guys. So we do have a mentor night coming up, and we do this mixer. This mixer is not only going to be for people in our chapter, but it's also so people can get a taste of what LeTip's all about, and people who are not necessarily in their group to come check it out. So if you're seeing this and you're interested in going to the LeTip Mixer, there's not a date plan yet, there's no location yet, but it should be in about a month or two. If you're interested in knowing more information, you can DM this page, the LeTip of Hackensack page, or you could shoot me an email, Doug at Undefeated Media, and we'll make sure you get that info right away. Logistics wise, I don't want to promise anything, but there's talks that it'll be free for guests to understand what we do. So it might be a nice little evening, a free evening, some hors d'oeuvres, some drinks, and get to understand what we do. So definitely, if you're interested, shoot a DM to LeTip at Hackensack's pages, or you can give me an email, Doug at Undefeated Media, and we can make sure you get that info as soon as it's ready. What else we're going on? We got the mentor night at Iketty's. We got the mixer coming up. We're revamping a lot of things. We have a lot of cool content coming up. Like we're doing this podcast now, and we're going to also use the content from this and spotlight you and pull out like clips, because there's a lot of useful information in here. We covered a lot. Last chance for the people at home if they want to ask a question, put in the comment section. But you're on fire. Anything else that comes to mind?
I guess the only other thing I would say is, as far as LeTip is concerned, what you have to realize is the more time you put in, the more you'll get out. Don't get discouraged. Some people don't get a tip for a year, and that tip then might bring them, their biggest client they've ever had. You just have to put the time in. Like anything else.
Love it. Great stuff. We covered LeTip. You know what we can do? Which is a new thing we've done. I don't think we did it with you yet. We're going to do the speed round.
Oh my.
Yes.
So you just
pack you up. Me now. Yep. Oh, we can't prepare you for the speed round. It's no fun that way. So we're gonna hit you with the speed round. This is all casual questions. It's more personal, like fun stuff. No pressure. First thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Pat, are you ready? Yep. Let it rip. We'll start easy. Favorite color?
We'll go with blue.
Awesome. Favorite food?
Spaghetti.
Nice. Favorite. So there's a great show called Ted Lasso, and he always asks, what's your first concert and best concert you ever been to?
First concert I ever went to was Neil Diamond concert.
Nice.
My best concert, I'm going to go with Christina Aguilera.
Wow. All right. Nice. Favorite show? TV show?
TV show, Big Bang Theory.
Okay. Are you streaming anything? Anything on like the streaming stuff that you watch?
Star Trek Picard currently.
That's good stuff. Yeah. Good stuff right there. Favorite movie?
While You Were Sleeping.
Never heard of it. I got to check it out. Favorite While You Were Sleeping. Favorite hobby that has nothing to do with your business, like something that you do to get away from it all.
Cooking.
Nice. What's your favorite dish to make?
Oh, I do like to kind of, the show Chopped on TV.
Yeah.
Just kind of go to the refrigerator and pull out 5 ingredients and see
nice.
what you can come up with.
I like it. I like it. I feel like cooking is, there's an instinct into that too. Like, you know what, this is going to work well with this.
Right. I don't bake well because baking is very mathematical as far as doing it exactly.
3 eggs.
And I'm doing this to get away from all of that. I like to put it in till it's enough,
Absolutely. Great stuff. Pat, any questions that come to your mind? Favorite sport?
Curling.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Pause. You need to go in this. Why is curling and how?
Well, I didn't say I curled, but I do enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks they can do that. Everybody thinks they can go to the Olympics with a broom and they can become a curling star.
I mean, I think I can. So, yeah. Absolutely. That might be, there's got to be a curling place within an hour.
I'm sure there is.
We should have a LeTip curling night. You heard it here first.
I'll bring a broom.
Absolutely. Let's keep it going, Pat. So we're going to go back to sports. So, all right. So curling. Pat's pulling up the ticker. So do you have a favorite like NFL team?
No, I do not.
No NFL, no NBA, hockey, just curling.
Just curling. I'm a curling kind of girl.
All right.
All the time.
Cool. Any other ones, Pat? Speed round? I think that covers it. You survived the speed round.
It was rough.
You made it through.
I
had
proud
faith.
To say I did.
Absolutely. Questions, comments, concerns from you about anything?
Just that this is a wonderful experience to do, and thank you so much for doing it for our LeTip chapter, because you never know what might come of it.
Absolutely. Thank you. And for all you watching out there, this is what can come out of it. You can click on Bookkeeping by Celeste's website, right there on your screen. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please go there, check her out, and she can help you with your bookkeeping solutions.
Yes, I can. There you go.
So thank you guys for watching. And if it's not live anymore, you can still put a question in the comment section. We'll make sure someone can get back to you and answer it as soon as possible. And we'll see you next time on LeTip Live.